Hey everybody, and welcome back. So first off, I'm going to apologize for my voice throughout probably this entire video. I don't know, I feel like I've just been struggling with allergies slash like low-key sick. I can't tell the difference between the two at this point, so my voice has just been really lower and slightly raspy. That's beside the point. I'm really excited for today's video. It is a product that I literally ended up saving to get as soon as they started talking about it, because it's a really pricey set of items that come together. Sure, what it is. I picked up the newest Dark Star kit from Pat McGrath. Originally I had wanted to go with the blue one, but when I sat down and I really thought about it, considering how expensive this kit is, I was a little bit more reasonable, and I had finally seen a swatch of the ultra suede brown for some reason, and I was like, that is beautiful, and that is more something I can actually wear on a day-to-day basis, so that way I'm not spending so much money and then only using it for like random occasions when I want a pop of color. This is a lot smarter in my opinion if you tend to stay more on like a neutral family, if you even want to spend the kind of money that this is. I really had to sit down and break down the price of like the kit individually to make this okay, and I did save a little bit each week just so I can get this, and it wasn't like one just giant splurge, because this is just insane. I ordered this one when Pat McGrath released it. I didn't do the first release, I did the actual legit release. It ships from New York or New Jersey, and it came to California. I got it, I want to say it was like a week, so less than 5 working business days. It was probably like right around 4, so it ships really quickly with Pat McGrath, I will say that. And let's just go ahead and drop right into this. I hate this packaging is so pretty. So this kit has 7 items in it, and they come in 3 different kits. You get the blue kit, the ultra suede brown, which we'll be talking about today, and then the dark matter, which is the exact same items as the other 2 kits, except for you don't get the actual colored pigment. So you're not getting the ultra suede brown color, and you're not getting the blue color, but everything else in the kit, which is the remaining 6 pieces, will be in the kit. Pricey, yes, for either one, but if you're not super into the actual colors, the 6-piece kit isn't bad at all. Alright, so we'll just start with this because it's the last thing I picked out. This is the brush. In the past, I haven't been too excited about the brushes that have come with the things that I've brought from Pat McGrath. I've only ever purchased the original gold 001 that was released, and then I picked up the highlighters, both of them, and I didn't care for the brush that came with that highlighter kit, honestly, so I'm kind of hoping that this is better quality. It's definitely a synthetic hair. I wish they would name these brushes. I mean, clearly it only comes in the kit, so you know what it is, but just for my peace of mind, I'd like a name. But it's just like a really nice, honestly, I feel like this is more of like a precise blending brush because it is more flat on the sides and it is tapered to a slight round up top. So I feel like this is better for buffing versus precise placement because it's a little bit too fluffy. So that might give, it probably was made for more of a blown out look, which is what this brush probably does well. The second product being the eye kohl. This is just a black, and it's bigger than, or it's thicker than a traditional black eyeliner, but it is thinner than like a chubby pencil or like a NYX jumbo eye pencil, so it's right in between that thickness. Here, I'll do the old school hand thing. We're just gonna, that's actually really creamy, and it's got a good opacity of color. It's a nice black color. It's got a little bit of gray in there, so it's not, I've seen darker black coals. But this has a really nice creamy consistency. There's no tugging on the skin. It just kind of glid. I always get that word. Is it glid or glided? It basically just was really smooth going over my skin. We're just going to leave it at that. And then this is the Dark Matter Pigment. This just looks so strange. I mean, clearly these all just came out of things, so I've touched them. This almost looks like a cream. Is it? No, it's definitely a powder, but when you look at it, okay, so that's a finger swatch of the actual shade. Let's see how that swatches on my hand. Okay, so it's not extremely dark. Let's see how well it builds up. This feels so weird in the pan. It's I can't even, I'm trying to explain it because I feel like that's something that's important for something that's this expensive. As you can see, it's not stark black, which she may or may not have been going for. But in the pan, it does not feel powdery. There is no fallout whatsoever when I'm finger swatching these. It feels so densely packed that I would imagine, this is me only like guessing at this point, that there's hardly any fallout, which is amazing, especially with a black. Let's just see when I put it in the brush. Okay, you do get a little bit of kick up when you use a brush versus your finger. Mind you, this is a fluffier brush. Let's see if that makes any difference. So you can't even see that. Okay. It just comes off super sheer. So that's definitely an interesting texture for a shadow. I wish it was more black. I was like hoping for this like stupidly black, intense noir, just black as coffee. But it comes off nicely. I feel like, well, but then it's a trade-off, honestly. When it comes down to it, if it swipes off easily and cleans off easily, it just means it's not quite as pigmented, because those tend to stain a little bit more. Nothing like a red or a deep blue would stain, but just, it's different. And the next one is the Mercury pigment, which I think looked beautiful in all the swatches. So let's see. This has a different feel to it, definitely, than the Dark Matter did. This is a lot more foiled. Let's do a swatch together. Okay, that is pretty. One swipe, that's definitely much more pigmented in my opinion than the black is, and that is with two little go-arounds. This is such a pretty color. It is very much so like, it's like a platinum with just a little bit of like silvery gold. So it's more of like a true platinum color. This would be beautiful just all over the eyes or like in the inner corner, and you just do like a brown or like a cool tone shadow on the outer. You kind of just blend them together, easy eye look. I really enjoy these kinds of colors, and it's been so hard for me to find, so I'm really glad, because there was one of the old school Urban Decay palettes had a color that was like this, and I loved it, and it's been so hard for me to find something identical, so this looks very similar, so I'm super excited. That color is really pretty. The texture did feel a little bit more powdery, but not like a soft creamy powder. These are very densely packed powders, so I feel like they will last you forever because you're not wasting a lot of product like what might happen just by how other products are made and what their ingredients are. I just feel like these will last you a really long time, so it's a slight compensation with the price. So you kind of just have to take that into consideration, how much products you're actually getting within each item versus other competitive sizes in other brands. The next item is the shade. This is the Astral White pigment. This just has like a nice hollow glow to it. There's that like slate blue purple shift to it. Let's see. This is probably the most textured feeling out of the three so far, as you probably won't be able to translate across camera, but there's just a little bit of like a slight grainy feeling to it, but that probably is just potentially something to the nature of the hollowness in the actual oh, that is so pretty. If you are obsessed with anything holographic, this will be amazing. Honestly, if I didn't have something on my eyes right now, I literally would want to try and put that on right now. That is beautiful. Like I said, the texture is different than the other two, but once it's on the skin right now, it kind of just warms up to the actual body heat and kind of becomes a little bit more creamy, and you don't feel the texture. So I feel like as long as you give it some time to like warm up, if you blend it out, which will create some warmth on your skin, this will be amazing just for that center pop of color, inner corner highlight. I feel like that is going to be amazing for an inner corner highlight. I literally would probably do that just on its own on like kind of like a more natural makeup day. You can honestly, if you're into holographic that much, you could probably use it as a highlighter, Cupid's bow highlight. Just, I feel like this is so multi-versatile if you like that type of look. If not, clearly this isn't going to be your thing, but it is a beautiful product that I think you can use in a general good amount of options. I think it's just a really good product if you want to have something that you could use in just a handful of different ways. And then we're gonna go with the gloss, the eyeglass. I've seen stuff like this at MAC before, like a couple years ago. I just was never into it. I feel like I don't like sticky. I can't stand my hands being dirty or sticky or anything like that. It makes me really anxious. So I was figuring out the same thing on my eye. But this looks beautiful. I am clearly gonna try it out. I paid the money. I'm going to try and see how I feel about this. I want to feel the texture. I'd say the product is a little bit more than halfway filled in the jar. It's just like a nice, it's almost as if the Astral White pigment was kind of put into a gel formula. I feel like these are very comparable shades. So it'll be like similar to this shade here, but more so in a gloss form. There's a little bit on the lid, so I'll just, that looks cool. Honestly, I feel like you could probably use this as like a lip topper too. I have, man, I have a gloss on. Otherwise, if I had a liquid lipsticks, I would literally put this on top. So let's see if I can get this to, I want to feel the texture. It feels like a lip balm that's like creamy, but it's like an emollient cream where there's a little bit of thickness to it. You can see right here. It's got more of like a reflective tone to it, clearly, which is what it's supposed to be. There's not supposed to be any underlying color in this. It is just the light reflecting particles that is in this product. This feels nice. I want to put it on something right now. We have shadow on my eye, but I want to put it on my eye. So I'm going to. Okay, let's see. I just pop it in the middle, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I only have one solid color, so I'll put it in the middle and kind of pat around to the corners. Okay, clearly it feels kind of sticky, which, duh, it's a gloss. This is just a new texture for me, and I'm not going to be going anywhere specifically right after, so it doesn't matter. I'm trying to, like, give you a first impression of what it feels like right now. It's not annoying. I feel like I'm having to focus on if I feel annoyed or not versus just naturally feeling like, oh, get it off. There is a slight tackiness when it's touching up top, which depending on your eye shape, it's gonna happen regardless. But it gives like a nice, it's a dewy look. Honestly, I feel like this would look really pretty just by itself, to be completely honest with you. So I feel like this is a good set to play with, to kind of just mess around and be creative. And if you like just experimenting with items, I think this will be beautiful, beautiful. And then the last item, which is what the kit is named after, that I purchased, is the Ultra Suede Brown Pigment. This comes in a different container. It is all black, and then it comes with the mirror inside, and this is what the pigment looks like. Swatch this one. This is the creamiest of all of the formulas so far. That is a finger swatch. And then we'll do one right below that astral white pigment. That is just what that looks like. And I love the fact that this looks so intense of a brown. I mean, maybe it's not translating on camera, but this in person looks like a pretty dark chocolatey brown shade, similar to Brownie from Anastasia, in the pan at least. There's a Makeup Geek one where it looks very similar to, I just can't remember the name right off the top of my head. But on the skin, it kind of just blurs out into this beautiful color where clearly you can build it up and get that really intense bronzy chocolate shade, or it can blur out and just go all over the eye and just make a really nice like wash of brown color. And then you could just mess around with all of these and make such a unique or natural or dramatic eye look. And I appreciate that. That's kind of what drew me to this kit, is the fact that for 99% of my life I'm pretty much a neutral makeup where I like pops of color. I love pops of color on my lips. I'll even do it on my eyes sometimes. But when it comes down to it, push comes to shove, I'm pressed for time, I'll always do more of a neutral look, and I feel like with these I can do that. But if I want to do something like super outside of the box, I have an eye gloss to work with, and just I like being able to have options, and I like that this is a curated kit to where all these things can work well together as well as on their own, and that is kind of what sets it apart. Yes, it is 100% expensive, but you are getting 7 items curated by a makeup artist that doesn't do just normal everyday makeup, that goes for the out there, the very avant-garde and bold makeup looks. And I feel like this is a product that is just given to you. It's like a mini kit that's just given to you. Like, this is something you can work with to create something amazing versus having to kind of just pick and pull if that's not your comfort zone and trying to create something. This is something that can make you think about being creative if you struggle with that, and I appreciate that, and I think that's such an ingenious concept. So at the end of the day, if you want to be more creative, or if you're a makeup collector, or if you just aspire to try different things, this kit is amazing. Or just Pat McGrath's products, just the innovation behind them is really, really nice. The packaging, don't expect amazing packaging, because it's just not going to be amazing packaging. You are paying for the product and the ideas that went into creating that product. All in all, I do like this a lot so far. I do want to play around with it, potentially create an eye look using the kit and upload that for you. Feel free to leave me a question in a comment below and I will get back to you. But thank you so much for watching, and I will be seeing you very soon for my next video.